Before anything, quick disclaimer, this is not canon. Gege Akutami did not write this, approve this, or secretly leave equations in the margins of Jujutsu Kaisen. This is what happens when an AI researcher wakes up thinking, wait, could Satoru Gojo time travel? And then makes the questionable decision of actually running the physics. So treat this exactly like that. An anime fan who loved physics, getting way too serious about one ridiculous what if. Can the strongest sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen travel through time? At least forward? To make this work, you have to stop looking at physics like boring classroom equations. In this video, every equation is basically a cursed technique. These are the strict rules of reality. They do not negotiate. They do not care about plot armor. And our job is to see whether Gojo can hack them. Because Gojo already controls something absurd, space itself. His whole technique is built around the idea that distance is not as simple as it looks. But controlling space and traveling through time are not the same problem. Before Gojo even touches time, he has to survive the first wall physics throws at him, light speed. And light speed is brutal. The closer you push something with mass toward the speed of light, the more energy it takes to keep accelerating. Not a lot more, not an inconvenient amount more. It climbs toward infinity. So for a normal human, or even a normal speedster, this is where the dream ends. You need impossible energy to get there. And on the way, the stress, the heat, and the forces involved would completely overwhelm the body. You are not becoming a time traveler. You are becoming a physics lesson. But Gojo is not normal. That is where infinity changes the entire game. A regular speedster gets erased by the problem. Gojo gets to become something much stranger. A finite energy test particle wrapped in a shield that refuses to let the universe actually touch him. And mathematically, that shield is basically Zeno's paradox weaponized. To reach Gojo, you cross half the distance, then half of what remains, then half again, forever. The distance is finite, but the number of steps never ends. So anything trying to reach him, force, heat, impact, friction, stress, gets trapped in that infinite subdivision. It keeps approaching him, but never actually arrives. That means Gojo can survive the speed problem in a way almost nobody else can.
What's going on here?
In simple terms, you missed me. You actually touched infinity existing between you and me. Infinity exists everywhere.
So now the question changes. He can survive the road, but is there a road to the future? Physics actually gives us two. The first route is the wild one, a wormhole. Imagine building a traversable Einstein-Rosen bridge using cursed techniques, a shortcut through space-time, a cosmic tunnel. But there is one huge catch. If you want a wormhole to stay open, you need negative energy density in the throat. Without that, it collapses immediately. In our world, that is basically exotic matter, the kind of thing we do not have sitting around in a lab drawer. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, we have something weirdly perfect. Gojo's blue.
This whole time, you haven't been able to keep up like the others! Maximum output! Blue!
Blue is an attractive convergent field. It pulls space inward toward a point. So if we model blue as producing a negative energy region inside the throat, suddenly it becomes exactly the exotic support structure the wormhole needs. Then comes the second ingredient, hollow purple.
Take the amplified and the reversal, and to create imaginary mass. Imaginary technique. Hollow. Purple. He was probably the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of the modern age. I wanted to take down the pinnacle of the Jujutsu world and the Zenin clan. All to try justifying my life. That was the moment I truly lost.
Purple is the fusion of blue and red. And for the sake of this physics heist, we treat it like something with imaginary mass. An imaginary mass points us toward tachyon-like behavior, faster than light motion, the kind of ingredient that lets a time loop stop becoming mathematically dangerous. So blue holds the throat open, purple seeds the loop, six eyes keeps the energy cost under control, and just like that, Gojo has a cosmic doorway wide open. But maybe wormholes feel too insane. Maybe you want something cleaner. Fine. Route 2 is the gravity well. This one uses a real idea from relativity, time dilation. The closer you are to an extremely strong gravitational field, the slower your time passes compared to someone far away. Your clock crawls, but the outside world races. So Gojo uses blue again, but this time he uses it to compress an absurd amount of energy into one tiny region. Effectively, he creates an artificial black hole-like gravity well. Then he does the most Gojo thing imaginable. He parks himself right next to it. And this is where the number gets ridiculous. Say Gojo wants only 3 minutes to pass for him, while 6 months pass for everyone else. If you run the ratio, he has to hover unbelievably close to the event horizon, about 10 billionths of a Schwarzschild radius above it. That is not near the edge. That is basically standing on the razor-thin lip of the universe's drain. For him, 3 minutes. For everyone else, half a year, just hovering there, waiting. Now, normally, this is where gravity wins. That close to a black hole, the difference in pull between your head and your feet becomes extreme. Anything ordinary gets stretched apart by tidal forces. But again, Gojo is cheating with infinity. Infinity cuts the coupling. The gravitational violence approaches him, but does not properly reach him. So he does not get torn apart. He does not lose control. He just waits out 3 minutes, drops the technique, and steps out exactly 6 months into the future. So now we have it. Forward time travel works. But what does that actually buy him in a fight? Let's drop this time-traveling Gojo into Shinjuku. There is one rule we need to obey. The past cannot be changed. The probability of changing a fixed event in the past is 0. Whatever happened on December 24th, 2018 in Shinjuku happened.
Phase. Paramita. Pillar of light. Mahoraga! Phase. Eyes of wisdom. Twilight. Between front and back. Crow and declaration. Polarized light. 9 ropes. Hollow. Purple.
You do not rewrite history. You find the place where history already has room for you. So here's the timeline that breaks nothing. The fight happens exactly as we know it. The original Gojo loses. That event stays fixed. But right after that moment, Sukuna is no longer at full power. He is exhausted. His cursed energy is drained. His domain is compromised. Mahoraga is no longer there to adapt. And at that exact point, the universe can allow the time-traveling Gojo to arrive. Because his arrival does not contradict the past, it simply fills a gap after the fixed event. He drops in, he opens unlimited void. Sukuna has no clean answer left, no adaptation, no reset, no escape route. Checkmate, one move, clear win. But here is the twist, because the obvious question is, if Gojo can move through time, why go forward? Why not go backward? Why not return a few minutes earlier? knowing exactly what is coming, and just dodge the attack. And that is where the math becomes cruel. In a self-consistent timeline, knowing the future does not mean you can change it. If the event already happened, then your knowledge of it is already part of the event. The universe does not let you step outside the script. It folds your attempt back into the same outcome. So knowing the cut is coming does not let you dodge it. Maybe you blink. Maybe you move half a second too late. Maybe you are so focused on preventing the ending that you walk straight into the conditions that make it happen. The details can shift, but the fixed point stays fixed. So that is the cosmic irony. Forward, Gojo wins clean. He waits out time, drops into the perfect opening, and ends the fight. Backward, he gains knowledge, but no freedom. He goes back thinking he can rewrite fate. And the universe makes sure he arrives right on time.